next resolution, one of you two or both of you guys, Rick and oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll let you guys have at this next one, if you could explain before we vote on it.
Okay, thank you. Sludge contract, obviously we know it's an issue, not an issue, but sludge hauling is a big issue with our budget for the wastewater plant. One of the driving factors of the new upgrade was to kind of be the drivers of our own future in that. And this was kind of a telltale sign why. So we had the contract come up for bid. We had one bidder. That was it. And I think they know it, just my opinion. So we got a nice new contract from them following it with a bunch of changes that they want to incorporate. But again, we're not in a negotiating position because it's the only game in town. So prices went up, $15 a lead ton up to 145 now. That's from 65 4 years ago, 145 now. We thought we'd be smart and throw in, well, during this contract, we would also be producing a Class A fertilizer further along, and we want two prices. One for when we do have that, and actually they put that in as what we're currently doing. So really there was no benefit to hauling it to a landfill that they showed us. They also increased the minimum tonnage. We hit it at 11 wet tons, and anything below that we would get hit with a $95 surcharge. They've increased that to 14 wet tons now that we have to stay above. Or if we're going to be down there, they're going to institute a fuel surcharge, which we didn't want to get to that formula. So needless to say, we're putting this forward with agreement that these were put in. It's a 2-year term, and hopefully after that, we'll be looking elsewhere with our byproduct.
Is there an out clause in it?
There is, but if we decide because of something happened, we want out, what, 90 days, I think? And then we got nowhere to bring it. So,
And Paul, I think this is about $300,000 or $400,000 a year we spend on sludge hauling.
Yeah, it's 350 at least.
And that obviously, as we just said, Rick, I guess at least for the next year will go up because
about $45,000 a year now.
It's interesting because I mean for anybody who follows these board meetings, especially the last couple of years, this is such a big part of why the technology part of the wastewater treatment plants project. And we went through this a lot back in, I don't know, middle of 2022 to show how the certain technology would dry out the sludge and get it instead of being whatever 30% water down to 10% pellets almost. And we wouldn't be held hostage, I'll call it, to the fact that there are closing landfills, and if the landfills don't open up, and believe it or not, new landfills are not a really big thing right now. The landfills will be hundreds of miles from here. And if we're only getting one bid now, we will be held over a barrel. It's a monopoly, and we saw that a couple years ago. You predicted it, you showed all the stats, and that's why we decided, one of the main factors we decided on not just doing an asset renewal in phase 2 of our sewer plant, but new technological advances that would get us revenue, but also get us some major cost savings. So that project is going on right now. It won't be done and probably start enjoying the savings of not having that kind of sludge taken away until mid to late 25 is my guess. But the light's at the end of the tunnel on this. And we have made the moves on this board over the last couple of years with the guidance of Rick and Art and Paul and legal counsel and of putting us in a position where hopefully this will be the last time we ever have to have a sludge contract where Rick or Art or Paul is saying, this is the best we can do. They're the only ones that bid. Our landfill closed, and the only other one is 500 miles away, which the farther you got to haul it, the more it's going to cost. So apologize if that's TMI, but I think it's important to bring back up,
So
so.
Supervisor, put that perspective, so Maine has banned all sludge from their landfills. So the processing plants in Maine are having to haul to Canada, they're hauling to states in the south, and I can't only imagine the cost of that. The other thing I would like to mention is the hard work and negotiation by Rick and Charlie, and by Mary Ann trying to keep up with all the changes that we're going through. It really came down to about, what, 2 o'clock today? Yeah. So they are really rounded up.
Any questions or comments by the rest of the board? Carol, you go.
I would move to award the bid for sewage sludge hauling and disposal for the town of Webster Sewer Department to New England Waste Services of Maine. Is that Maine Incorporated? And have the supervisors sign contract for said services.
Second. Councilwoman Cowley?
Aye.
Councilwoman Wright? Aye.